Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're back here talking about the San Francisco 49ers, winners of 9 straight football games. They're sitting here at 12-4. Now, they currently have the number 2 seed in the NFC at the time of this recording, and they still have a shot at getting that first seed. Philadelphia plays the New York Giants this upcoming weekend. Jalen Hurts is injured, but the Giants they're locked in. They're sold on their seed right now, so I don't anticipate them to do anything crazy. I fully anticipate the Giants to be very conservative and let their players just get and stay healthy. So it's looking like, most likely to me, I still see San Francisco taking down Arizona. I feel like they're going to be playing the Green Bay Packers, and we'll be talking about that a little bit later on in the video. But my opinions on the Niners getting that 1 seed, it's not like they've changed drastically, honestly, because if you've been watching my videos for the last couple of weeks, I still think Philadelphia, whether they have the 1 seed or not, I still think they're going to lose their first game of the playoffs, whether it's the first or second round. So I honestly think as long as San Francisco has that number 2 seed, they will have only home field games. But CMC is injured. All right, he suffered an ankle injury against the Las Vegas Raiders this past Sunday, and Kyle Shanahan's going to be precautionary about it. He's not even going to play him this upcoming weekend. Still has his sights set on a victory. We'll talk about that later on as well. But truthfully, with San Francisco, I just want him healthy. And I want to hear from you guys down below. Would you rather have the 1 seed and be a little bit banged up, or would you rather be relatively fully healthy and have that number 2 seed? Before we get any further into today's video, if you guys enjoy, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. Niners fans, seriously, you guys are keeping me afloat. You're putting food on my table, so I appreciate you guys so much. I'm honestly right now posting Niners content every single day as we get ready for these playoffs, which are going to be absolutely electric. But I want to talk about a couple of different things in today's video. If you guys do enjoy it, let's try and get this video to 1,000 likes. Would really love that, really appreciate you guys. But nonetheless, let's get into it. So with CMC getting injured, we don't have it. Keep in mind, it's only Tuesday right now at the time of this recording. We don't have full confirmation on Elijah Mitchell. I still anticipate Elijah will be suiting up for Sunday's game. This season, he's only played 4 games for San Francisco, 224 yards. He was averaging about 5.6 yards per carry. So hopefully we do see a little bit of Elijah Mitchell. I would still imagine it'll be limited snaps. So with no CMC, and I know this sounds a little bit crazy, or it might sound a little bit silly, but I want to see more Jordan Mason. All right, Jordan only had 2 attempts this past game against the Las Vegas Raiders. One of them was for a touchdown, and I just love what this guy possesses. It was his first ever NFL touchdown on the season. It's nothing crazy. However, he's averaging 6.6 yards per attempt this year. He's only rushed 35 times for 230 yards. He had that 55-yard rush to effectively seal the game on the road against the Seattle Seahawks just a couple of weeks ago. Came back the next week against Washington and didn't get a single rush. All right. 2 attempts last week. He had that 14-yard touchdown run. I personally, and like I said, I know this might sound a little bit silly, it might sound a little bit foolish, but the way I see it, a little bit more of an old school mindset, if you can run the football in the playoffs, you're going to win in the playoffs. Like, if you're just a football team that has, first off, San Francisco still, even though they gave up 34 points to the Las Vegas Raiders, they're still giving up just 16.5 points per game, and they still have the number 1 defense in the entire National Football League. And you still have Defensive Player of the Year, Nick Bosa, and you have just a bunch of other talent as well. So the way I see it, if you can run the football and you have a good defense and like a coherent quarterback, let alone Brock Purdy is more than coherent, he's undefeated as a starter, which should be enough. Like, this guy literally has not lost as a starter, but breaking NFL records, making NFL history, to come from behind win, it certainly sold me on Brock Purdy. I wasn't really up for bidding, but it just completely sold me on Brock Purdy being able to get the job done, make the proper throws, limit mistakes, or if he's going to make errors, if he's going to make mistakes, I have full faith that he is going to make up for them and learn from them and take advantage of having just gone through adversity. Real talk. I mean, that's kind of the way the game against the Las Vegas Raiders went. He made some mistakes, made some bad throws. He had a turnover. He had an interception. And I he bounced back from it. He learned from it. So I know the third string running back Jordan Mason, it sounds kind of funny. He's only averaging 15.3 yards a game on the season, but with an possibly iffy CMC and Elijah Mitchell, I just think Jordan Mason, it's kind of like a three-headed monster. He's averaging 6.6 yards per attempt, man. It's crazy. Now, offensively speaking, I am just, once again with Brock Purdy, I'm completely sold on him, top to bottom. This last week, like I said, I just am not worried about seeding right now. I just want San Francisco to get and be fully healthy heading into the postseason. That's just all I want. As a Green Bay Packers fan, the last thing, I get it, even if Green Bay wins their final game against Detroit and you win 5 straight games heading into the playoffs, it's in San Francisco, and it's San Francisco versus Green Bay. My entire life, man. Just my entire life, San Francisco, in the regular season, but especially in the postseason, they've dominated my team. They've completely owned Aaron Rodgers and my Green Bay Packers. All right? They've owned them. So, if you have a healthy CMC, if you have a healthy Elijah Mitchell, if you have a healthy Deebo Samuel, I'm not too worried about Green Bay. But we'll figure those things out when they come. One thing I really liked this past weekend was the continual, I guess, steady involvement of Brandon Ayuk. I mean, this man is an absolute stud. He's a menace to me. And it's not like he was playing bad in any way, shape, or form when Brock Purdy came under center. Deebo Samuel coming back is a huge deal. I do hope he suits up, and I anticipate him suiting up for this final game against Arizona. But Brandon Ayuk, to me, in the last 2 weeks specifically, has shown me a lot. Because I know he's having a phenomenal season, and he's an extremely underrated wide receiver in the league. But I just like seeing Brock and his rapport and chemistry continue to build. So 5 games ago when he came in against Miami, Brandon Ayuk ended with 5 catches for 46 yards. The week after that, just 2 catches. He did have 57 yards and a touchdown. Then the week after that against Seattle, he had 2 catches for 19 yards. And that was when I was kind of definitely not ringing a panic button or hitting a panic button or anything like that. But I was like, all right, for the final 3 games of the season, I want to see that rapport and that chemistry continue to build. And we got a great taste of it against Washington 2 weeks ago on Christmas Eve, where Brandon had 5 catches, 81 yards. That's over 15 yards per reception. Then this past weekend against Vegas, 9 catches, 101 yards, and a touchdown. So if you're trying to tell me, offensively speaking, you have Brock Purdy, who is doing a phenomenal job. You have a healthy CMC, a healthy Elijah Mitchell, and Jordan Mason, kind of something to keep in your back pocket. Then in your receiving room, and I'll also add in a great offensive line, in your receiving room, I have a George Kittle, who's one of the best tight ends in the National Football League. I have a healthy Deebo Samuel. I also have Juwan Jennings and Ray McLeod in my back pocket. Don't forget about Kyle. Keep alive the fullbacks, baby. But I have a striving Brandon Ayuk, who's got almost 1,000 yards on the season. Like, I'm not complaining with that. No one's complaining with that. So I like what San Francisco is looking like right now. Just stay healthy. Do what you got to do against Arizona. They won their first game 38-10. I guess it was in Mexico City, and it's, neutral field, blah, blah, blah. I'm not worried about Arizona. Get healthy, stay healthy. I don't anticipate these starters to even go the entire game, but I guess we will see. I'm not the head coach, right? Let me know what you guys are thinking about this Niners game in the upcoming weekend. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. As always, peace.